My name is Nathan Evenson. I'm a realtor with eXp Realty. I'm part of the St.Jean real estate group. And in today's video, I'm going to show you a tour of the neighborhood Griesbach. Griesbach is a great neighborhood for families because of all the amenities, walk-in trails, parks, ponds, lakes, you name it. Griesbach has it. Griesbach is a neighborhood located in North Edmonton that is focused around the history and legacy of the Canadian military. This neighborhood used to be the CFB Griesbach military base and is now a community that lots of families focus on. Let's get this neighborhood tour started. Here is the map of Edmonton. If you head north center, you can find Griesbach located south of 153rd Ave, to the west of Castle Downs Road, north of 137th Ave, and east of 97th Street. The neighborhood also happens to be a perfect square, apparently. The neighborhood was named after Major General William Antrobus Griesbach, who was born in 1878. He became a decorated soldier, mayor of Edmonton at the age of 28, and was later a member of the House of Commons and Senate, making him an incredibly important person in Edmonton's history. If you are visiting Griesbach, it would be very difficult to miss Griesbach Central Park, which features a large hill that offers incredible views once you reach its summit. This neighborhood has dedicated over 23% of the community land to the preservation and creation of parks, lakes, green spaces, which can also be seen once you reach the top of the hill. Most of Edmonton's neighborhoods have dedicated only 10% of their land to such things, which makes Griesbach very unique. If you make it up to the top of the hill, which is one of Edmonton's highest natural elevation points, you are rewarded with an incredible view of downtown. Take a look. I'm here with two local residents of Griesbach. I'm just going to ask them some questions about the neighborhood. Excuse me, sir, ma'am, what do you guys think about the neighborhood? Not much to say from those two, but most of the residents are friendly. One amazing feature of Griesbach is the architecture that's found throughout the neighborhood. The homes are absolutely beautiful and there's none like it in Edmonton. If you just take a look around the neighborhood, you're going to see amazing houses. Let me just flip this around so you can see what I'm talking about. Griesbach has very unique architecture that you don't see in many other parts of the city. If you were to blindfold me, drop me off in Griesbach, I would know where I am just because of the style of the houses. There are 5 architectural styles that you can find in Griesbach, and I'm going to go over each one of these. Starting with my personal favorite is Tudor. This is a classic style that comes from medieval English cottages and manor houses. They easily stand out to their beautiful stone facades, steep roof pitches, and arched doorways. This beautiful style is known as Victorian and is based on the simple, elegant forms adapted in small towns and rural farmhouses. Whenever I see these colonial houses, I think, wow, that's an impressive house. This architectural design is based on Renaissance-inspired classic symmetry and was inspired by the American revival of colonial architecture. These houses are called craftsmen. They are simple but still beautiful. They encourage originality and looking handmade as a reaction to the aesthetic of over-stylized houses. Last one up is Prairie, and this is so unpopular. I drove around Griesbach for hours and I couldn't find a single Prairie house. I know they exist because I showed a client one of these houses one time and then I just forgot where it is in the neighborhood. Everyone has their own preference and taste. If we didn't, every single house would be the exact same and that would be boring. I don't particularly like this style, but if you do, good for you. I'll help you find one of these if they pop up for sale. I'm currently standing in Bedford Basin. This is in the central south part of the neighborhood. Bedford Basin is one of the 4 lakes in the community and is most notable for having a beautiful lookout point shaped like a naval ship. Throughout the neighborhood, they have tons of these informational boards about the Navy, Army, and other parts of the Canadian military. This lake honors the Royal Canadian Navy by being named after a large anchorage used by the Navy in Nova Scotia. The lake has walking trails along the north side of the lake with multiple seating areas. One of the best features of houses around this lake and the other lakes in Griesbach is most of them have walkout basements, which makes it really nice for walking out of the basement and enjoying your backyard and the view of the lake. Maple Leaf Pond is Griesbach's newest and largest water feature. I wonder why they named it Maple Leaf. Well, Nathan, they named it Maple Leaf because the lake kind of looks like a maple leaf. This water feature is in the heart of the community and was built with accessibility in mind, as it has wheelchair accessible pathways that circle the pond and accessible seating near the many pond features. In the winter, there is a skating rink near the pond, and you can also find a community fire pit that is free for everyone to enjoy, whether you want to roast marshmallows or simply enjoy the warmth as you relax. As you walk along the path, you can also find lots of exercise equipment, which is free for you to use. There's instructions. If you don't know what you're doing, just go up there, look and see, and then follow along to exactly what I'm doing here. 99, 100, 101, 102. Ooh. There's free exercise equipment here at the pond. How cool is that? Rundle Lake and the Ad Astra Monument are dedicated to the Royal Canadian Air Force. Ad Astra is a motto adopted by the Air Force meaning "to the stars." This monument represents a starburst, an aerobatic maneuver used in many military air shows. The monument is the center point of the Ad Astra Plaza, a symbolic runway with representations of legendary aircraft like the Spitfire, the Avro Arrow, and the C-130 Hercules. Rundle Lake was named in recognition of the rundles used on the wings and fuselage of many Canadian military aircrafts. This lake here is Patricia Lake. Patricia Lake honors the Princess Patricia's Canadian Light Infantry and has walking trails surrounding the entire lake. At the lake, there is a beautiful fountain, a Bailey Bridge, and a plaza to gather with friends and family. Patricia Lake is located right near the entrance to the community by the General Griesbach Roundabout and Griesbach Square. The walking trails are absolutely beautiful. Feel free to walk, run, bike, gallop your horse. No, don't bring a horse. Well, maybe you could bring a horse. I don't know. But if you turn left onto this little area here, you can go down to this concrete pad where you can just get a little bit closer to the water and the nature, which is quite nice. I'm currently standing on a Bailey Bridge. Well, actually a representation of a Bailey Bridge. Bailey bridges were portable, prefabricated bridges that helped the Allied forces defeat the Nazis in World War II. If the Germans blew up a bridge, the Allied forces could come, install a Bailey Bridge, and help cross the path. Who knew that bridges helped win World War II? Another unique part of Griesbach is how many garage suites you can find throughout the neighborhood. You can always tell when it's a garage suite because there's the garage door and then there's windows above. So that is actually a garage suite that you can either rent out or you can have a family member stay. One negative factor about a garage suite is you typically can't rent it out for as much because whoever is living up there is going to have to put up with the sound of the garage door opening and closing. However, it is a little bit better than basement suites because you do get larger windows. So you have to find the right person who is willing to put up with the garage door in exchange for larger windows. In Edmonton, the largest that your garage suite can be is 1,399 square feet. I don't know why they just didn't round up one and make it 1,400, but that's the rule, 1,399 square feet. If you are building a new property in Griesbach, a garage suite is an excellent idea because you can roll it onto your mortgage instead of having to pay for it later on. I'm currently walking through Griesbach's community garden, which is one of the largest in Edmonton. If you live here, you can register for a plot and you can grow your own vegetables nice and close to home. Nothing beats fresh. Let's look at the sales history. I like to look at the last 6 months to get an accurate picture. The lowest sale was $357,000. The highest sale was $913,000 and the average was $624,389. For townhouses, the lowest sale in the past 6 months was $293,000. The highest sale was $417,750. And the average sale was $335,975. And for apartments, the lowest sale was $197,500, the highest sale was $490,000, and the average sale was $299,319. Major General Griesbach School offers inclusive programming for students in kindergarten through grade 9. The school also offers French as a second language for grades 4 through 9. If you like to eat food, and this neighborhood has a wide selection of different restaurants and shops that you can check out. I'm just going to be quiet so you can look at all the delicious food options. In case you didn't know, this Ripe Tomato is a pizza place. They have a pretty large co-op liquor store, and then right across the parking lot, they also have a Shoppers Drug Mart for your pharmacy needs. It's also worth mentioning that Walmart and No Frills grocery store, they're about a 2-minute drive away from Griesbach. There's also a hotel right in the neighborhood. Behind me is one of the best parts about living in Griesbach. They have lots of park parties. This one here is called Griesbach's Party in the Park. I think they do it yearly. Just lots of fun. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions about moving to Griesbach or any other neighborhood in Edmonton, I'd love to help you out. All my contact information will be in the description down below. Give me a call, send me a text, write me an email. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to help you find your next home. Take care. Oh yeah, and I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and like this video. It really makes my day when I get a little notification from YouTube saying like, oh, this person subscribed. Really brightens my day. I would appreciate it so much. Just click that little button.